Mm-hmm. And we're live.
And we're live. Please do the honors, Mr. Death, and well, tell everyone what is the topic today and why are we doing this again?
So if anyone was tuning in the other day, we had a casual chat on Tuesday with the backdrop of Wildlands about the cooperative gaming landscape of 2021. Now we can look out upon the flat, acrid salt plains of the future of pre-ordering. So I think the salt flatbed is a very good description of the pre-ordering state because it is barren, it is pointless, and you are buying into something as an investment that you don't know how it's going to pay off for, and you might just be left with salt and tears. So I think that's quite a good analogy, don't you?
I absolutely agree. And yes, we are using Ghost Recon Wildlands as a backdrop, but to be honest, at this point you should see the screen kind of flickers and goes to the pages because you're gonna see what I'm seeing on my desktop. I do apologize for people on mobile devices, and I do believe the quality for Twitch 720p. Well, I hope you will follow this because you kind of need a visual cue on this.
We'll do our best to try and read it out as well to make it a wee bit more narrative. So don't feel bad if you don't see everything. We'll try and narrate as best as we can. But yeah, we apologise for the technical limitations of the Twitch stream. So we'll hopefully try and compensate.
Yeah. So my biggest issue of the pre-orders is it exists. I'm gonna be very blunt and I'm gonna be very straightforward with this, but this is not okay because everyone who's ever worked in corporate environment, you know that there's no such thing as, oh, we're gonna make customer feel great and appreciated. Okay, this is a business model. They're looking at you to make money. Pre-orders basically means you don't get the product, you live on advertising, you live on marketing, you live on PR, up until the moment when they happily take your money and you are waiting for them to deliver your promises. Rings a bell? Kind of sounds like a politician a bit. Now, when it comes to gaming, this is where this goddamn trend has taken over the world, which I just don't believe my eyes. I do understand everyone in nowadays, at least, majority of people are working class, right? So you work from early morning to whenever you finish, probably it's like 8-12 hour shifts, and you're looking forward to a game because you love the franchise, you love the gameplay, you have great memories. And this is, again, the companies are very good, the marketing specialists, the salespersons are very good at sniffing out the market, and most of the games we see is basically a remaster or a continuing, well, basically another sequel IP in the same franchise you remember playing as a kid when you didn't have any of the worries you currently have. So you pay your money because A, you can. Second, it's a nostalgia wagon. And what you get to wait. And I thought, there's some games that are still on pre-order and, you kind of need to order them in, get the ball rolling and you will get it. Now, the problem is most of these games that are on pre-order doesn't give you enough information. Today I was watching some of the YouTubers, surprise, surprise, talking about the Battlefield 2042. And as you can see on the screen, you can actually pre-purchase it now on pretty much all the platforms, which is very weird. It will ship on Origin as a pre-order, it's gonna ship on Steam, ship on Epic Store. So that's a big question mark. How did it manage to ship on Epic? It's an EA title, give or take. And of course, there is no actual beta or alpha gameplay footage available. There's only the PR campaign, the pre-rendered videos available. No closed beta tester YouTube channels have ever released any footage of this, and people are basically led to believe, oh, this is the new best thing. I watched the reaction videos when the Battlefield 2042 trailer launched, and everyone was just absolutely screaming like little girls about, oh my god, they put in a trailer that the guy jumped out of the one aircraft and shot down another one with an RPG or AT4, to be honest, right? Okay, it is a thing, and there's a lot of clips on YouTube how people are managing to do it. It's great. Put it in a upcoming game trailer. That's a PR trick. That is not a feature that they offer you. That's the feature the players themselves figured out they can do, right? And you can't say it's a game mechanic, because if you exit a vehicle mid-air, you have certain amount of seconds to shoot your gun before your character transitions into I'm falling down to the ground mode, I need to pull my chute. This mechanic's been around since, I believe, Battlefield 3. I've never played Battlefield 2 multiplayer, yes, I know, but in Battlefield 3 and 4, when you could blow up the tower that would crash the game and stuff like that, you had good 5 seconds where you are free falling and you can shoot people, and that's where the amazing sniper shots are coming from, the grenade launches, the C4 throws. And this was put in a trailer, and that's a red flag for me. They're not showing new mechanic, they're not showing balanced gameplay. They're basically saying, oh, you can also do the same thing here as well, which basically kind of feels like rinse and repeat. The setting for Battlefield 2042 is basically what? Advanced Warfare? You have robot dogs that we see in Division 2 patrolling the streets, basically spots with a machine gun mounted on their back, and that's supposed to be a new feature. I mean, what the actual fuck? I just don't understand. And people are paying money for this, and it's not cheap. It's still $60 for US, and it's actually £60 in UK as well. So it's not even, they're not looking at the actual currency differences, because to be honest, let's face it, pound beats the dollar when it comes to currency exchange. Not by much, but still.
Dollar beats the pound.
Really? Oh, thank God for Brexit, I guess.
I'll check the stock market.
Okay, check on me, because I might be talking shit right now, but the fact is that the price is the same, and I was like, that doesn't feel good. Like, I don't even want to know how much is the Canadians paying for this, or Australia, because I know the Canadians have to pay a bit more than US part, which is, well, apparently what they actually have. That's kind of weird. So for so for the standard edition, it actually shows me $49.99, so £50 for a campaign-less multiplayer experience. Again, it's not co-op, it's not even a single player. They did say that there will be a kind of like a campaign bits you can play in co-op, like very specific certain things, but I'm still yet to see verification for that.
Okay. Current conversion rate: one British pound is $1.87 Australian, $1.71 Canadian, $1.34 American. So Australia, Canada, and American dollars are all higher than the pound. Europe, the euro is €1.16 to £1 currently.
Right, what?
So,
if you pay £1 and you get 1.14 as a dollar, the pound is stronger than a dollar. That's the point. It's not less valuable.
It's the backing. The backing changes.
Ah, okay.
So for £1 in America, they will give you 1.16. So yeah, the pound is that, but you've got to remember the backing if you do the other way around. It's just the way money works. But yeah, technically you're right. If we've not taken into consideration money exchange, because $49.99 pounds is $67 American, 93 Australian, 85 Canadian, and 57 pounds, 57 euros.
So we're getting a standard edition. From the previous experience when it comes to Battlefield, standard edition means get fucked. You're not getting anything. You're getting maybe a weapon skin and maybe a free class upgrade. That's it. You don't have any exclusive weapons. You don't have any exclusive classes. Nor skins, nor customization. That's what standard edition is. Is the cheapest of them all for the peasants, just to join in, just to get the hype train going. And this game's been hyped not exactly a long time ago. It dropped the trailer and then it went silent. And this is what a lot of YouTubers also said, which I absolutely back up. we have Twitter feeds from a lot of gaming channels spanned by Halo Infinite, by Horizon Zero Dawn New Chapter, by Dying Light, even by Ubisoft Tom Clancy's, kind of like X Defiance against whatever they're gonna play. We're gonna go with that in a second. But Battlefield is kind of silent.
Well.
Far Cry 6 as well. We're gonna go through all of this. Now, there's a very weird thing when it comes to how they name this. So, for EA, they kind of go with pre-order more, but if I go over to the Steam and I'm looking at Dying Light Stay Human, right? They say you can pre-purchase, right? So, it's not exactly like this wording change. This little sneaky tiny, that makes you feel better. You pre-purchase, you already have it, right? Nothing to worry about. Up until the moment the Steam servers go down, then you're completely left without your whole library, but that's a different issue. And look at the pricing right now. So pre-purchase Dying Light 2, the standard edition is $54, the deluxe, which technically should be the highest tier, is $64, and ultimate pack is 79 quid. I mean, Dying Light is a good game. I mean, there's a parkour element, there's a storyline. I wouldn't say it's my kind of game. I played it a little tiny bit just for my benchmarks because it was very demanding, at least the first Dying Light when it came out. But 80 quid for an Ultimate Edition? I mean, really? At least it has online co-op, yes. But you also have a leveling system. You have to progress your character, you have to reach levels, unlock things, improve things, and craft things. So it's not exactly you go and shoot and you kind of get things done. And the Stay Human trailer, I remember seeing this trailer at least a year ago. And release date is 4th of February 2022. We're talking next year. Today is like what, September? So
We can maybe give them some leeway for the pandemic.
Okay, right. Let's give it a leeway for pandemic. Fine. Okay.
Maybe.
Let's move on. Back 4 Blood. Those who remember this title, it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, but well, it's been renamed Back 4 Blood, right? So it's very simple. It's a horde mode zombie shooter, right? It's supposed to release on 12th of October, so it's not far off, luckily, but it's been on this stage for a while. Look at the prices. It's exactly the same as for Dying Light. And this game is actually built for multiplayer, like co-op. You can get your 4 friends in, like 3 friends plus you, 4, and you just smash through hordes of zombies. It's built for that. It's built on the same engine, or at least similar network code as Left 4 Dead, where you first actually saw this horde mode and you can do things and play it around. And the pricing is almost identical for completely 2 different games. Like, what? How is this possible? So now you have to pick, right? So do I like Dying Light with zombies because it's the virus and apocalypse and I know the Dying Light is a franchise? Or should I pay exactly the same price for either of these options to play Back 4 Blood? I mean, am I the crazy one here? Or do I see a pattern? How can the price from a different company be the same? And I don't believe this is a Steam price. I don't think the Steam is making their prices, right? Well, technically they could, because it's a proxy service, but the same price? Come on.
I think one of the possible answers to that question is, for the last couple of years, we've seen the prices skyrocket for games. We've seen companies like Ubisoft, like EA, and all the big ones get away with it, kind of. And for mediocre quality in some occasions. Some people may disagree, but we can maybe argue that not all the games released at the full benchmark prices are of the highest tier. But even if we say it was fantastic, AAA title, woohoo, give them the bottle of champagne, they got away with prices. Even on digital. You're not getting the physical disc, you're not getting any sort of additional sort of content that you maybe used to get when you used to go into games shops and buy the box. no artwork, none of that sort of collectability thing. You're just getting digital codes and digital skins, which, in my opinion, is a waste of time. That's just my opinion. I just find it's a complete waste of time. Unless it actually adds something to the game, changing a colour or something is redundant. Sorry, I'm not going to be paying $6.99 for a fancy skin. It just makes no sense to me personally. Feel free to disagree, but because companies have been getting away with it and no one's gone, oh no, and then people buy the full price games and months later they're on sale. So people, they keep getting a revenue. When the sales stop, it's back up to full price. Maybe word of mouth improves because they've had that short sort of span of it being free. I mean, it's all about PR. It sort of goes in waves and troughs of good press, bad press, promises and failed deliveries. I mean, because they've then got away with it, smaller or different companies would then go, oh, well, Ubisoft are doing it. Why can't I take a bit of the pie? Jack up prices of a game that they maybe once upon a time would have sold for a more modest price because they see themselves as more, no, I'm not going to say modest, but more down to earth studios. Studios that once upon a time would have had more realistic priced games. I mean, I don't know the studio behind that one that you just explained. I've never heard of them personally, so if you've had more experience with them, tell me, Mr. Somebody, but I don't see them as being the sort of arrogant, my games are all going to be AAAs sort of tenacity of some of the other studios that will be on our list. So is it really in every studio's interest to jack up the prices to near AAA, if not AAA prices, when maybe the game is going to be an A or a AA quality? Not meaning it's bad, but just it's not being designed as a AAA title.
So,
because not every game is designed as AAA. Let's be honest. They can't market a AAA game from small studios. It just they don't have the drive to do it. Either PR, servers, they just don't have the drive. So, what do you think? So, is this just they feel so confident now that since everyone else is marketing so high, they can get away with it because, well, no one's complaining, basically?
From one hand, I kind of like that all games are priced equally, right? I like the idea that, there's not very huge price differences between similar type of games when it comes, let's say, third person or FPS. What I do have issues with is with the AAA titles, right? So we can definitely dig into what exactly it means to how does a game acquires a AAA title, right? So what are the prerequisites for game to be rated as AAA? I mean, we're talking like restaurants here, right? So 5 stars, 4, 3, Gordon Ramsay, whatever, right? But what makes a game a AAA? Because there's a lot of older games that were never under AAA title, but they are still fun to play, still up and running, co-op is still possible, and basically they've never been a AAA. So if we can definitely research this topic later on, but I must say, yeah, it's a good point. It's a valid point. So let's take a look at Horizon Forbidden West. So I know that you, as a console player, you definitely have heard the news and you've seen this around. And this is a Sony website, right? So, surprise, surprise. So currently Horizon Forbidden West, which is still not out, you can still pre-order it for PS5 and PS4 for 70 quid. Now, if we remember when the Horizon Zero Dawn came on a PC, it came with a DLC, Frozen Wilds, included, which when it launched on PlayStation 4, you had to buy the DLC separately to play. So you bought...
That sounds like something.
So you bought the base game, then you had to buy a DLC, then the PC Master Race gets their hands on it. The game was buggy as hell. There was a performance patch, and there was another update, and probably even a bunch of them, to be honest. And now, for a price of what, like 32 quid, I think? Let me just launch Steam real quick. I want to see how much Horizon Zero Dawn goes these days, just to be on the same page. I'm kind of very curious here, because the new one, Forbidden West, they want to get £70 for it. And this is for console, so I assume it's, the console version. So,
yep.
If we look at...
That's the digital version.
Yeah. So, if we go for Horizon Zero Dawn currently on Steam, the full edition will set you back for $23.99. It's on sale, 40% off the price. Fucking riddle me this. This was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. They made a whole new technology in terms of graphics engine to be able to play this game with a constantly locked frames.
Yep.
So the consoles are able to actually utilize the memory and the GPU, because there's a limit, obviously. It's not a PC where you just throw more RAM into a console. As much as it sounds fun, you can't do it. They made a very nice cheat.
One really annoying thing about PlayStation is that they don't have much upgradability at all.
Yeah, even if you swap an SSD, you're still running PlayStation OS, which doesn't take advantage of it. Okay, fair enough. But at the same time, basically asking you to pre-purchase or pre-order Forbidden West, which is supposed to be a brand new game. I do believe there are going to be some DLCs following up for this. And charging £70 for PlayStation 4.
Privilege.
Yeah, so my question is, right, if this edition is good for PlayStation 5 that blows PlayStation 4 out of the water, what kind of performance we can expect on PlayStation 4? When was the PlayStation 4 released? Let me just Google it. PS4 release, okay?
4 years old. I think it's about 4 years old.
PlayStation 4, I do believe this is the FAT version, was released on November 15th, 2013.
Really?
That is 8
11
years old console.
Maybe I'm thinking of the...
7, yeah, it's 8 years. It's 2021 now. Stop time traveling, Mr.DEATH. Not good for you. Nah, I'm just joking. Keep traveling. It's fun. So basically, if 2013 console is supposedly to run the next gen title, Forbidden West, if you pay £70, is that not a red flag? I mean, I'm happy if they manage to do it, but...
That's a good point. Why are you paying £70 for a PS4 title when it's been optimized for a PS5 system? You're not going to get all the optimizations. Surely it must be a different price for, the game being different across two things. It can't be the same. I mean, that's just...
I don't have a PlayStation account. I mean, on the main page here, it does shows... Oh, goodness. Oh, it wants me to log in. No.
Do you want me to jump out and I'll jump in because I've got a PlayStation account?
Nah, it should be fine. I got back. So, as you can see, there's... The supported consoles are PS5 and PS4, right here. Up right above the price.
That's it.
So if you want to jump on, log in and see how much they want for PS4, maybe there's going to be a change. But as you can see, they're literally featuring PlayStation 5 features. Fast loading, stunning visuals. I mean, where's the PS4 stats? I mean, to be fair, I still have PlayStation 3, right? And I know it would be very good to have PS4, but let's face it, it's an older console, right?
Nothing wrong with PlayStation 4.
I mean, to be honest, nothing wrong with PlayStation 1 or 2, to be fair, but...
Well, again, that comes back to the whole backwards compatibility of Sony, or therefore lack of.
Yeah, fair enough, but I mean, still. And again, when you look at this, what kind of... what's supposed to play on this website? Oh, look at this. I can actually disable the glowing feature. There's almost like not really a JavaScript, but look, if I enable, the wings will glow on the website.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's over-engineered. Anyway, doesn't matter, right? So £70 for getting Horizon Forbidden West as a pre-order for both PS5 or PlayStation 4. I think it's a bit nuts.
Hold on, I'm on the PlayStation website. Just sign on. Give me 2 seconds, sir. They're Horizon Forbidden West full game. Right. PS4 Standard Edition is going to be $59.99.
Okay, so we have £10 less. Well, okay, £20 less actually, almost.
PS5 Standard Edition is $69.99, so there's a difference in £10. £10 difference between for 8-year console.
So are we talking about some downgrades in graphical fidelity, performance?
I'm looking. So, here's the description from the PlayStation 5 website for Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. Pre-order. Immediate payment required. For more information on pre-ordering, including legal spiel. Edition includes full PS5 game. About the game. PlayStation 5 features. Fast travel and get back into the game almost instantly with the PS5 console's high-speed SSD. Fast load times. Stunning 4K HDR with a performance mode targeting 30 FPS with a nice little asterisk. Feel impact from attacks. So basically, there's nothing to say anything particular. If you don't want us to read that, go to Sony's website. I'm not being their spokesman. I am not getting paid to do that. Sorry. And all that.
Okay, on the bright side, now there's a price difference now.
On PlayStation 4, it says PlayStation 4 Pro Enhanced. PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro, the difference is 4K. So, it doesn't have any of those lovely things. It just basically is the same rubbish, but says it's for PS4 enhanced.
So the deeper we dig, the more things we see.
Oh, hang on a second. Okay, but hang on. I just found this. To play this game on PS5, your system may need to be updated to the latest software version. Although this game is playable on PS5, some features available on PS4 may be absent.
Come again?
You heard me.
I think I just had a blue screen. Can you please repeat the last two sentences?
To play this game on PlayStation 5, your system may need to update to the latest software version. Although this game is playable on PlayStation 5, some features available on PS4 may be absent. Now, the way they're working that is like they're saying that if you played the PlayStation 4 game on the PlayStation 5, some of the features may be absent.
What are the features?
Meaning that, well, it doesn't say.
It doesn't have co-op, at least not that I'm aware of.
I'm just telling you what it says, man.
No, I get it. I'm just, this is kind of like just brainstorming a bit. Like, what can you cut out of PS5 that PS4 can handle?
The digital deluxe version, which will work on both PS4 and PS5, Doesn't have anything in the jargon that says really anything to specify the difference between them. So I have no idea if there is actually a physical difference, technical difference, or if probably, more than likely, it'll be the exact same game. Everything will be the same. All they'll do is they'll have a digital chip that says what console, PS4, PS5, if PS4, limit CPU, limit RAM, limit this, and it'll have like an electronic limiter basically. Just to basically make it, let it run in PlayStation 4. And then if it's in PS5, it'll just ramp up to full power. I'm guessing. I could be wrong, I'm guessing.
No, I think it's a pretty solid thing. Okay, let's go to my next most favorite thing to talk about, which is Ubisoft. Oh, hello there, old friend.
Well,
Far Cry 6.
Obviously that's the one that's really getting tired. I mean, that's on the sides of buses, TV, everywhere. I mean, Far Cry, apart from the fact they've got quite good motion rendering and rendering of Giancarlo Esposito. Now, I think they're trying to bank a lot on Giancarlo's sort of notability. Because if anyone doesn't know, Giancarlo Esposito is a fairly well-known actor, especially right now because of Breaking Bad, Get Better Call Saul, and The Mandalorian, where he was Moff Gideon in Mandalorian and Gus Fring in both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So he's quite popular right now, Giancarlo is. And also, if you've not seen the IMDb listings for the voice acting, the voice actor for the antagonist in Far Cry 3, his name always seems to escape me. I'll come back to me in a second. Michael Mando, that's it, who's also in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, is returning as the voice of Vaas, which we discussed the other day. So I think they're kind of counting on nostalgia and the bankability of a fairly popular actor. I mean, the trailers are reasonable, and this little dog with the wheelchair thing, I mean, it's like a wee bit unusual.
Yeah, there was this little tiny dog with basically, you know, when dogs have issues with either the spine or the back legs, they kind of get these little wheels, and they can still move around, which is very nice. And that's supposed to be like a dog with like a pouches where you can put your wrenches in. It's like a mechanical dog. I don't know, maybe there's a class for it. You can do repairs things or fetch things or stuff like that. So that was in a trailer as well. Now, I want to hear. So I know you're tuned in a stream, and on display you can look at the pricing between the editions. I just want to think what you think about this. I'm going to take a quick detour to, a different room. I'm going to be back in about 2 minutes. And I'm going to probably ask you again. So what?
I said you're going for a wank, honestly.
Oh, come on. It's not for public knowledge. There's an NDA. You didn't sign the NDA? Oh, I guess you didn't. Okay, anyway. I'll be right back, but just look at this screen for Ubisoft and tell me what you think. I'll catch up.
I mean, it's a bit weird. I mean, let's see. Edition. So $49.99 for a standard edition, so £50. That's pretty much the standard we've been seeing. $99.99. Or from £91.99. Oh, wow. For the Ultimate Edition. Then oh, sorry, it should go Gold Edition first because that's £83.99, and then the Ultimate, and then this Collector's Edition, which is £180. So you're paying an extra £100 for a model of one of the weapons by the looks of things. I hope that's a model and not some digital artifact you're paying for. So if that's digital, I think people are gonna go a wee bit crazy. I'll get Mr. Somebody to go into that and tell me in a minute, because I'm really hoping that that is an actual model, or hopefully maybe it's a working flamethrower. They've gone the way of Elon Musk and the boring flamethrower and just sending out everyone a flamethrower with their purchase of Far Cry 6 to burn the copy of Far Cry 6. Maybe it's that bad they need to send a flamethrower. I mean, that definitely looks like what's in that picture. £100 just for a model, or some, please tell me it's a model. But yeah, I mean, you're paying double for the Gold Edition, double and tenner for the Ultimate Edition, double and 100 for hopefully the Ultimate Edition plus a model. So if the Ultimate Edition was at £100, wow. I mean, just wow. I can see your back, but I can't hear you.
I'm here. I'm just enjoying the actual awe of a person who sees the prices.
Go and do me a favour. Please go into that collector's edition and tell me if that's actually a physical model or something physical they're going to send out to people. The £180 one. That's it. Please see more information on that. Because I'm wondering if that's an actual physical or is that digital that they're actually going to send out.
Okay, so what do we have is a few more. Right. So what do we get? Torn apart. Ultimate pack. Physical content. There we go. So we will have a range of high quality collector items. A high end replica of the flamethrower, replica from game, 7 parts to be assembled, length 72 centimeters. Okay.
So basically they're sending a replica flamethrower. Okay.
Right.
I mean, Elon sent out real flamethrowers, but okay, we'll go for a fake one.
Yeah, I mean, the boring company was a bit ahead of its time, not gonna lie. Right, let's take a look what we have. So we have unique collector's case.
The Germans had lots of flamethrowers, I mean, back in the 1940s. I mean, I'm sure tons still lying around.
Fair enough. A 64-page A4 format art book featuring exclusive artworks from our passionate production team. Okay, fair enough. A set of 10 stickers. That's important.
Wow, stickers.
A chorizo keyring. A chorizo? That's a sausage, isn't it? Oh, the cutest yet most little dog on wheels. So the dog's name is Chorizo.
The dog's name is Chorizo.
Okay.
AKA spicy Spanish.
I think chorizo is kind of yeah, Spanish Italian. A selected soundtrack of the game for you to jive when you're not in Yara.
A selected. So not the full soundtrack, just bits of it.
Okay, look at the disclaimers here. This takes the cake, man. Final content and release dates subject to change. So you can basically get fuck all. That's what it says.
So are we going to pull who did that? Bethesda and their release of Far Cry Fallout 4 and their pre-order with a tarpaulin that was meant to be a canvas bag and
yeah,
Oh God. Yeah.
Please check system requirements and product details/restrictions before purchase and upon game release before redeeming your pre-order.
Because you won't be refunded if you do.
Warning, this is not a toy. This product is non-functional fantasy replica intended for private display. This product may be mistaken for
Why
a
not
real
public
weapon.
display?
No.
There's no way in hell that's going to get.
Look at this. This product may be mistaken for a real weapon by law enforcement officers and others. So 72 centimeters. I do believe you have a what you call it? Damn it. Measuring tape. 72 centimeters in length.
I don't exactly just have a measuring tape right next to my computer, I'm afraid.
Really?
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you participate in a webcam stuff. Oh, okay, never mind. That is...
Normally the measurements I'm dealing with is the micrometers.
The orange muzzle cap is included for your safety. It's a toy.
Yeah, it's like basically it's designed for the American market where they have to have the orange things on their barrels of fake guns because the American police don't know the difference between real and fake guns. I mean, the American law enforcement officers are concerned for their well-being and obviously have to take extreme precautions when dealing with anything that looks like a gun because they have no semblance of gun control in that country.
Okay, I get it. Now look at this. So we have a dog which has Italian Spanish roots as a chorizo, and there's no audio voiceover for Italian or Spanish. I'm nitpicking here, I know, but Spanish and Italian is widely spoken. If anyone actually has been to Spain, you will know that you can actually go to Spain.
Given this game, I'm assuming, is some sort of Spanish-rooted country, given that it's got Giancarlo Esposito, who's...
I know, right? I mean, you would expect to have
Spanish.
a native Spanish speaker voice-overing his own lines in English and then in Spanish. I mean, it's not hard, is it?
I mean, I don't remember where Giancarlo Esposito is originally from, but I'm going to assume it is one of the countries of speaking. Actually, I'm going to go and quickly jump on IMDb and double check. 1 second. Giancarlo
I'm going to quickly try to zoom in on the requirements here because I kind of decided to not play well with my... here we go. I want to see the requirements. Come on. I want to see what Ubisoft wants.
Esposito has Italian and a wee bit of Spanish, so you can speak actually both, apparently, according to his IMDb page. You can speak both Italian, Spanish, German, Danish, Dutch. He's basically of a multilingualist. He's quite a clever man, by the looks of things. So yeah, he could definitely do multiple languages of his own dialogue. And you know, our friend from Breaking Bad, that's also in it. He also speaks Spanish because, you know, reasons.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Oh, you're gonna love this. The requirements for system. Minimum requirements for 1080p low settings 30 frames is AMD Ryzen 3 1200 or Intel i5 4460, NVIDIA GTX 960 or AMD RX 464 gigabytes.
That's a bit of a difference.
That's a bit of a difference, isn't it? Now let's look at 1080p 60 frames. You need a Ryzen 5 3600X or Intel i7-77, and you need NVIDIA GTX 1080 or RX Vega 64, and you need 16 gigs of RAM. Now for 2K...
I know there's a bit of a difference between Ryzen graphics cards and NVIDIA, but are they really that different, and that's such a vast difference between graphics cards for those settings? Those seem really, really different for the two. Sorry. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Let's, I mean, I would honestly think that Vega 64 should actually outperform 1080, if I'm not completely wrong.
That's kind of what I'm kind of thinking, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
But either way,
wait.
the specs don't make much sense in general.
So
Sorry.
I know that user benchmark site is apparently everyone hates it, but to be honest, I kind of like their technical things they put in. Okay, so 1080 supposedly are a bit faster for 13%, which I believe it's not true, because everyone who's got an RX Vega, if you actually use a correct bias and you underclock it, it's a beast. Okay, I'm just gonna stop at that, right? It's gonna be 1080 Ti. I mean, let's be goddamn honest. Like, what kind of requirements are these, right? And now look at 2K requirements. You need an Ryzen 5 36, surprise, surprise, an AMD RX 57 XT, or an 27 Super for NVIDIA.
So basically that would be my system, basically.
Now, you don't have 2070, you have 3000 series, so you're kind of safe. That's for 2K FPS. 60 FPS, okay? So...
Well, I've got a 3060.
Yeah, you got 3060. I mean, you should easily beat 2070 anyway. So, about DirectX ray tracing on. So, they're using DirectX. This is, I don't think that's NVIDIA's feature as a DirectX ray tracing. I think this is the cheat version of ray tracing. It doesn't sound like there's DLSS on it, which should actually smooth things out. And I'm kind of waiting for AMD to release their Fidelity one, so they can finally show NVIDIA how it's done. So what they want here is Ryzen 5 560, if I can see correctly, because I can't actually zoom this in. I can zoom the whole goddamn page, I can't zoom in their requirements, which is weird. Oh wait, can I do a cheat? Yes, I can do a cheat. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. No, that's nothing new, to be honest.
Why didn't you just open magnifier?
Yeah, because I'm old and I don't know how that technology works. Anyway, so we can finally see decently. So for 4040p 60 frames, ultra setting. Wait, why is there two different ultra settings? Because of the ray tracing. What? This makes no sense.
Which one? Sorry, where are you?
So if you look at the direct ray tracing on tab, right? So 4040p 60 frames ultra settings. So there's an option to turn on the ray tracing. They want instead of like 2080 Ti, no, they want you to jump straight onto 3070. 8GB version, nonetheless. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. Also, it's limited to 40-bit Windows only, which is not really a surprise, to be honest, in 2021. Let's be honest here. I don't know. These requirements makes no sense. You can see them, right?
Yeah, I can see them. What's the last one? Lost.
So for 4K 30 frames, it's not even 60. They don't believe this game can actually hit 60 frames in 4K. Oh my god. Okay, so Ryzen 7. Okay, fair enough. i7 1080 70K. As much as I'm a Intel side guy, no. There's better options available. AMD RX 6080 or 3080. So how come you need an RX 680 with 16 gigs of video memory, but you can also slide with 3080 with only 10? I had 3080 Ti on my channel, and honestly it played 4K titles, demanding 4K titles on ultra settings above 60 frames. So why do they believe this is not gonna work? And my CPU is an i5 96. And RAM requirements, they don't explicitly say what kind of RAM they want. So the only thing they want here is on a low settings, because i5 4460, they kind of give it away. You need 8 gigs of dual channel modes, which I believe 4460 is DDR3, if memory serves me right. But we should all be sitting on DDR4 at this point.
Well, problem is, with Volvo's Volvo's processors, they're all DDR4 processors. None of those, I believe, are DDR3 anymore. Maybe one of those in AMD's at the very basic level. Go back to the first couple, the 2K sort of basics, please.
I'm looking at the minimum here. The i5 4460.
I can't see it on the screen, sorry.
i5 4460, okay.
Roll up your screen of 2 inches. Up, thank you.
Oh, wait. Let's just read from Intel website.
I think that's the DDR4.
It's DDR3.
Okay, well,
I was
so
correct.
So the basic one is DDR3.
Yeah, the most basic one. The minimum requirements is DDR3.
And then we'll go into DDR4.
And the next ones, 1080, 40, well, basically 2K, stuff like that. All that is DDR4.
That's going to be DDR4. Yep.
Yeah.
So what was said originally was correct. The basic one's DDR3, rest is DDR4. But I'd like to see the sample rate of a DDR3, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. I mean, I would need to dig out my old system to do it. Oh wow! Hello, look at this. The season pass is included in everything apart from standard edition. Oh, you sleazy Ubisoft! Please never change. Oh wait, anyway, we've been enough sitting on Far Cry 6, which I believe is not really going to be the greatest game anyway. You ready to move on?
Yep.
Okay, trip down the memory lane. Hot Wheels Unleashed. How you feel about that?
It's definitely a trip down memory lane. Whoa, okay. Seriously?
You wanna watch the trailer? We can watch the trailer if you want.
Yeah, let's go trailer, yeah. Oh, but hang on a second, probably we do not have any sponsorship, nor take any rights or privileges from this trailer. We're only showing it for purposes of explanation for our content. Thank you.
Educational purposes only, yes. Let's roll.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Wow.
So that looked like an advert from 2005.
Okay, my question. So we have a
I was I
turtle
was
wagon.
waiting I was waiting for the commentator to go, all products shown are not each sold separately.
Who will play this game unless they're old as hell? We're talking about generation that is playing PUBG, Fortnite, Warzone. I know Ark Survival. If there's anyone, probably not. I don't know. Who's gonna appreciate having an Audi
Can you,
Quattro?
can you imagine the look of the parent's face when their kids come to them and go, "Mummy, Daddy, I want Hot Wheels." And they'd be like, "Wait, what? That still exists?"
I remember the time when Hot Wheels were sold on McDonald's as a Happy Meal toy. You can build a track if you actually bought, like, I would say, like about 6 or 7 Happy Meals. You can build a whole fucking track. Okay, where are the oh, we have different editions. Of course we have different editions.
How can we have different editions? You're
Okay, here we go. We have the physical challenge accepted edition,
Oh wow. Steelbook case.
two-sided poster. Okay. Wow, this website.
I like how it's different for different countries. Go and zoom out a bit, will you?
Zoom in or zoom out?
Out, please. Yeah, there. That's great. So, two different content for two different countries. Is that the same type of game? Go up to the top. Up, top, 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 up. A wee bit up. Up to the top of that dialogue, please. Stop. Challenge accepted. Challenge. Okay, so same game. Okay, go back down. Down. Back to where you were. Down. Back to where you were. Oh, God. I can't tell if he's doing it because there's a delay in the Twitch stream.
Yeah, I can't really read your mind, so.
Oh, there. So, same game.
Europe and United States. I see what you mean, okay.
Yeah. So, the difference between full game, bone shaker, steelbook case, two-sided poster, Hot Wheels Pass Volume 1, and Hot Wheels Street Beast pack containing 2 vehicles. Same game, different content for different regions. Okay, maybe if there's a regional reason for whatever's in that pack that is maybe more American than the rest of Europe. I mean, they're not really telling us what's past Volume 1. Okay, go along a wee bit. What's further along?
Okay, we have Collector's Edition,
Which is...
full game and Hot Wheels Pass, Volume 1. Which means what exactly?
And go up. What's this called, please? At the top of the...
Collector's Edition.
And the next one next to it?
Ultimate Stunt Edition.
Which has Pass Volume 1, Pass Volume 2.
3 days
3
early.
days early access. Why do I get the horrible feeling that the cars and all the content are going to be pay for in-game DLC, and depending on what type of car you have, you will have performance variance. So for example, you have an Audi RS8, it will perform better than, I don't know.
Okay, let's see how much Ultimate Stunt Edition costs. Let's select that one. So, currently chilling. Oh god. No, please. United Kingdom. Yes, I actually was correct. I need PC and I want Steam. So, how much do they want from me? No, autoplay, please. Thank you. There we go.
So the base game... Wait, go up a wee bit? Because all of them are there, basically. So the Ultimate Edition, £70. Collector's Edition, £55. What's the one above that? £39.99. I
Yes.
can't see the name. I can't see the name.
It's just the standard edition, I would say. It's just Hot Wheels Unleashed.
And just standard. Okay. So £40. So £15 difference, where you're getting difference of one add-on pack, basically. And then you're getting, sorry, 15. Another £15 effectively for a second add-on pack. So basically the packs are about £15 each, if you were to take that as it is.
Also, note, on the right hand side, it's single player only, no co-op. A Hot Wheels game on the same track, you can't play with your buddies. You have online PvP
It's
though.
online PvP, which is what it is. It's not cooperative, it's PvP, because you're playing cooperatively a race against each other.
Oh, come on. Come on. Let's ditch the technicalities, man. If I'm playing with you, a driving game, one of us needs to win, but we're still playing the same game with the same goal. Is that not co-op?
I would say yes, but then again, whether or not they have some form of team functionality where you can have teams against each other, I don't know. But let's be honest, basically all that is a marble maker. You're basically using a map creator to make your own maps. That's probably where the money is going, is the ability to create your own maps. The rest are going to be pre-generated, easy to play, you know, sort of get you hooked on a couple of things, and then just spend your time building and sharing and playing against friends and family. And then obviously, as I say, I bet you money that they'll start charging for the release of different vehicles, and it'll not be... You'll get sort of like starting packs, but then the more different vehicles you get will change the outcome or the variance of the cars. So it'll be a pay-to-win, effectively, mechanic without being paid-to-win, because, you know, you just have to pay more to get the best car.
I guess so. Okay, I'm kind of curious how much they want for a Nintendo Switch. $39.99, same prices. $54.69. What? I'm sorry.
I mean, at least they're being a wee bit more conservative with the pricing. We can give them that. And at least it's the same across the board. It's not changing.
Okay, but where are the requirements?
Well, if it can run on Nintendo Switch and it can run on all those things, I'm gonna assume... What does it say on Steam, this? Or is it not on Steam requirements?
Actually, you know what? Let's go for Steam. Yeah, it's a good call. Wait, what the hell? United Kingdom, where's the PC gone? What? What happened?
Up. Those are not above the Xbox and all that.
No, it's PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X or S, or Nintendo Switch.
I don't know. Do you not have it still on your Steam?
Nah, I closed it out. Oh wait, maybe I can do a magic thing. There we go.
Let me go back to Steam and...
Yes. Okay, where are the requirements? About the game. Oh, here we go. So recommended requirements is a 64-bit processor, Windows 8.1. Look at this. Gaze upon this shit.
If anyone's using Windows 8.1, I pity you. Please seek help.
16 gigs of RAM, GeForce 1060.
What? I can't read that. You're gonna have to tell me.
What do you mean you can't read that? I'll make it bigger for you. There you go.
Wait, sorry, 1060.
They want a 1060. The minimum requirements is 960.
We say Windows 8.1 with a 1060 processor, graphics card.
Yes.
A minimum is a 960. So the minimum is going to be your Nintendo Switch. Because I'm sorry to say, Nintendo fans, I have a Nintendo Switch. The graphics processor in that is not going to be able to rival a 1060. Nowhere near. It's good, but it's not a 1060. Sorry.
And this is where you're supposed to pay your 60 quids for. Great, moving on, because we see the pre-orders are...
Oh, Halo there.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely yes. Halo. $59.99, or it's included with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Now, my question is, what is the difference between Xbox Game Pass, which I can get, and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate?
XCOM Game Pass Ultimate also has Gold, Xbox Live Gold, so it's basically so people can play online multiplayer. But you don't need for...
Okay, let me use my Windows 10 power and see what Xbox Store has for me. I want to see how much this pass will cost for me.
£12, £14 a month.
Oh wow, this app needs an extra component. I had this extra component. Sod off. Okay, store.
I swear it's about $14.99 a month.
Yeah, is that the ultimate one?
Pretty sure.
Horse 7. Wow. Haven't been here for a while. Anyway, where do I get Game Pass? There you go. Doesn't show me anything though. Anyway, I'll get to this.
I'm on their website now. Okay. Best value. Ultimate. Get your first month for £1, then $10.99 after. What is included? 100 plus high quality games, new games added all the time, Xbox Studio titles on release, member discounts and deals, play games from the cloud, free perks include in-game content with partners, also includes Gold, which is the Xbox Live play together, and EA Play. For PC, it's $7.99 a month for £1 free for just the standard.
Okay, I just discovered something that I'm kind of curious about. This bundle includes Halo Infinite, which apparently been ported for PC.
It's been cross-developed. So there's two components of Halo Infinite. There's Halo Infinite, the campaign game, being the follow-on sequel for the Master Chief, and then there's Halo Infinite, which will include all the multiplayer stuff, like Forge and all the sort of fun stuff that people like to do. So it's sort of like the two separate parts of it in one game, if that makes sense. It's actually quite common for Halo to be packaged like that in the old days. They would have sort of two halves. You'd have Halo 2 and then Halo 2 multiplayer partition.
So,
for free.
As you can see, I'm currently on my Steam and I'm looking at the DLCs and I don't see Halo Infinite here. So if I get...
Well, Halo Infinite is after the Master Chief Collection. It's not part of the Master Chief Collection. And I don't think they have plans to make it part of the Master Chief Collection. It'd be a separate title. What is When does it release?
Well, release... good question.
December...
Where do you see the release? Tell me.
Up, down.
What?
December 8th.
Where do you see that?
It's right between the prices, man. Up a wee tiny bit.
Ah, I see. Okay, December 8th, yeah.
Yeah, I know that date. Good date, that.
But it doesn't have co-op, so I can't actually call you up and say, how about a nice round of Halo Infinite, my brother? And you would say, fuck you, I'm working next day.
Yeah, it's not going to have multiplayer co-op on release. But as I've said previously, that's actually not too uncommon for Halo releases. And to be honest, a lot of people will want to play, at least I would want to play the solo campaign myself first before playing it in co-op. Just because I'm invested in the story. I want to know what happens next. That's just me personally. Some people might want to play co-op, and I understand that. I completely appreciate that. But what else has Microsoft got on the back burner? Have they got any games pre-order apart from Halo?
Not sure.
Go and look at see if there's any list that says top 10 pre-order games or something that we can have a look at.
What, on Microsoft?
Just in general.
We'll get to that. Let me take a look at the requirements for Halo Infinite on PC. Kinda curious if I can actually run this stuff. So, recommended. It wants a 64-bit, Windows 10, i7 97K. Wow, that's a weird choice. 2070. Okay.
70, that's not usual.
DirectX 12 and 50 gigs available space. Minimum requirements wants a 1050 Ti, which is a shit card. I mean, literally, it is terrible.
Yeah, that's again a really unusual spec choice. And 1050 to a 2070 for low to high. 1050 Ti might be a crap card, but
big disclaimer: 1050 Ti is unable to max out Ghost Recon Wildlands on Ultra on 1080p, like full HD. It can't do it. It will get 40 frames. What the fuck?
we got an unusual spec. It could just be because the AMD graphics card, I believe, and don't quote me on this, I'd have to go and double check. We might want to check what graphics card is in the Xbox One GPU and Xbox Series X.
Let me go on my favorite site. 1050 Ti versus RX 570. Yep, there we go. So 570 beats the 1050. I mean, I'm not surprised. That's supposed to happen. But also, everything is better on this AMD one. Plus 50% effective speed, which I believe, because 1050 it's a disgrace. Literally, I don't even know why it exists. Maybe it's a tiny bit better than an integrated one, but come on.
I think I found a reason why. It's going to be for the Xbox Series X and Xbox One X, because this game is going to play on Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, and PC. The One X, I believe, the processor in that is an AMD-based structure, equivalent to almost a 2080, if not higher. It almost is equivalent to a 30... I think it's a 3010 or maybe a 3020. a hypothetical 3020, not a real 3020, but a sort of yeah. I think that'll probably be it. Is because it'll been designed with architecture to run across 3 platforms: Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. So they've probably put the resources in making the game, and will maybe amplify it later for PC, just so it'll run stably on all 3 on launch. Potentially, I could be completely wrong. Maybe my processors are a wee bit out on what it's equivalent to, but that's just a theory. I mean, that doesn't look, from those pictures, too different from 4 or 5. Halo 4 or 5. Given that there's no difference in process in Halo between 1 and 2. There's a big difference between 2 and 3, but there's no difference really between 3 and Reach, or ODST. And they seem to take a common structure of using elements of the previous games. I'm going to assume they've probably used basically all of Halo 5, 4 to make Infinite.
Okay, real question here. Since you have all of the Halo versions up to date, how many of them you are required to pre-order to play?
None of them.
Why?
It was just there. I mean, I maybe didn't use it, but I remember getting Halo Reach on launch and just could play kind of whichever way I wanted. I could go into multiplayer if I chose to. It was there on the Xbox. But then again, that was Xbox 360 quite late into the cycle of Xbox 360, especially Slimline. So it was quite late on in the Xbox 360 development. So I don't know. Answer to question. I honestly think I can't tell you for when 343 took over. Partially because I just don't remember Halo 4 launch. I don't remember Halo 5. Oh, I do kind of. It wasn't. Halo 5 garnered a lot of criticism. Master Chief Collection is obviously quite widely praised, but that's basically because it revamped a already loved series. I mean, the Master Chief, the anniversary version of Halo Combat Evolved already exists. The 4K remaster of Halo 2 looked gorgeous, and Halo 3 was just left alone. No change to that, for no apparent reason. And ODST and Reach were just left the same. Halo 4, that's the last Halo game me and you played. That looked pretty good, but that was more recent than their ones. And you've not played Halo 5, so I can't really say how that would look on a PC, but it's no much different than Halo 4 on the Xbox. So, yeah, it just worked, man. I mean, it just was there, it was ready to go. I didn't have to do much apart from the usual 30 gigabit download to get ready to play, because it's not already on, you know.
Okay.
They expect downloads.
Real question again. So, you know when there's a game launches, right? Like Ubisoft, EA or Steam, right? When you try to buy the game the date it comes out, the game order page usually crashes. What do you think? Does it represent instability of the company's server? That it can't even process a sale and dish out a digital key for download? Or is that a bigger issue?
Well, remember when Far Cry 3 was going for free? And me and you, we already had Division 2 downloaded. We tried to play Division 2, but we couldn't play Division 2. We couldn't play Wildlands because Ubisoft was getting tanked by the amount of people swarming to get Far Cry 3. If the game servers to play existing games crash for the release of a free game, then it is a very, very foreshadowing and poor it's just a really bad sign. How can a multi-million pound dollar
If you would pay your attention on the screen right
see it.
now, that's a fiscal year report.
Yeah, I can see it.
Anyone who's actually still on a stream, and maybe this will explain why I might be a little bit salty towards Ubisoft, their approach to games and the technical state of them. How do you think? What excuse a company that made 2.23 billion euros on a fiscal year of 2020 to 2021 have in their shop not being able to give out free announced game key and letting players who bought the price for their games to play completely different title on their server because they are unable to handle the load? I don't believe that 2.23 billion fucking euros cannot be distributed throughout all the shareholders who poured the money in to keep Ubisoft running. I don't believe that. I don't take this. This is insane amount of money. If you pay the full price for the game, you should not be having connectivity issues to their server to play the said game. That's you bought this right. You bought the game, you bought the channel, you bought your slot on a server, quite literally and physically.
They also weren't advertising the issues. They didn't have anything to say our servers are down, our servers are having issues, please stand by. They're very I don't know if you've noticed, but they're not exactly forthcoming with their planned either or unplanned server outages. Remember last year when me and you couldn't play Wildlands for about 2 nights because of an unknown issue? And it kept saying it was like anti-cheat and all that sort of stuff. And it just came back online randomly. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there was a thing about that, yeah.
They didn't advertise it. Nothing on their websites. It took Down Detector and a whole bunch of sleuthing to actually find that they were even had any issues. And Steam. Yeah, on you go. On you go. That's fine. And Steam and people just sort of the community talking, not Ubisoft. And I don't even remember them issuing any apologies or anything. I mean, I remember when, it's a bit of a controversy, but when PlayStation Store got hacked and they were down for ages, they sent out compensation in form of free games to people affected. I'm not saying that it was AAA games, but or some really expensive stuff. But can't Ubisoft sort of put their hand in the pocket and go, "Oh well, we're sorry, our servers crapped out. Here, have a free season pass for one of your games, or here's a selection of things, please choose from this selection of what you would want to have, all equivalenting value based on your thing. I mean, they could look at you going, oh, here's a DLC for one of your games, as an apology. It wouldn't cost them a fucking penny. It would show that they actually care about their customers, and it would mean you actually pay attention to what their customers are playing and are interested in. And taking ownership for their actual shit. Which I don't think Ubisoft actually gives shit about, unfortunately. And it's really unfortunate because it kind of shows we can modders put hours and hours and hours of care into making a game last longer, but developers don't. So, why should we invest when obviously part of the price we are paying is for the content? Once upon a time, that many of you might remember, you would go out, buy a disc or cartridge or whichever form you would buy of your content. Maybe some of you would get it burnt onto a disc for you, and it would be pirated. We all know content was shared. But anyway, you went out, got your medium. But you either had to play it yourself, which was single player. If you were console, you would maybe have your brother, sister, friend, or just yourself playing. Maybe if you had two controllers, you'd have a controller in each hand playing both parts for co-op games. Maybe you'd have your granny play in a game, but she wouldn't know how to play. I mean, I'm sure you all have your own sort of nostalgic remembrance of trying to play a co-op game without co-op. Or maybe you just have, you've played a game that could have been co-op, but you never had the opportunity to play it. And now these games are all gone. They just don't exist anymore. Or finding them or able to play is just so difficult. So, yeah, I mean, Mr. Somebody's left up the screen regarding about the Halo Infinite. I mean, that looks like it includes everything for £50, which is all the DLCs, which any Halo fan will know there's not really much DLC content for Halo ever. It's all just one game and that's it. You get everything in the pack. They're quite good like that, normally, the Halo games. At least Bungie were. I can't speak for Free Studios. I've only played two of their games, which was Halo 4, which was great. I liked Halo 4 and Halo 5, which was pretty terrible. I don't count Master Chief Collection as a free title, because let's be honest, all that was remaster of Bungie's pre-existing game, and the rest of the games all included into one thing. Yeah, they did a bit of work getting it working. I appreciate that, but come on, let's be honest. Other than that, I don't know. I'm not trying to shit on Free Studios. I just think they could have done a little bit more. That's all. So, where are we going? Well, it would seem like there is an extreme lack of openness, clarity, or admittance by companies as to what is in their content, what you'll get for content. There's too much focus on the additional odds and ends of, oh, here, have a nice color skin for your AK-47. What does it do? Oh, it just makes it nice and gold, or it's just what redundant nonsense they come out with as add-on content to fool people into thinking they're somehow spending more, which is just impressive. I mean,
I agree. I mean, this is just...
Yes.
I don't know.
Hi.
I mean, all of this is just... It's bizarre. You know? This is one of the reasons why I'm telling you, man. The things we are used to have and how things used to be. And now it's more like, just trust me, bro. Just pay money and you'll be fine. End of the day, you're not fine. You don't give a demo, you don't get a technical preview, you can't even test the game, you don't even know if you like it, you can't check the mechanics. You have to spend your money and just hope that it's gonna fulfill your expectations of all the titles you played before, and if not, they will promise to patch it. But again, if your voice or your opinion is in minority, well, tough luck, I guess. That's not fair. I mean, that's not how it's supposed to be. The gaming publisher or the game company should be making the games you want, not the games they think you need or they think you want. Okay, so if you have so the basics of economics, if there's a demand, there's a supply. In this case, they're making the supply, they don't know the amount of demand, so they're throwing a safety net. Oh, pre-order, so they can see how big the demand is, and based on demand they can basically figure out how good they need to make it. At the same time, they have pre-made imaginary sales number they need to beat. And this is me probably going a little bit off topic, but you know the new James Bond movie, right?
Or on that one.
Okay, you know how much that game, sorry, not game, but the movie costs to make?
Yeah. 27 billion or something like that.
So far, at least, when I checked 2 days ago, it apparently was made to break even from the movie production and making. They need to make 600 million to break even.
Okay.
So
I knew it was some really big figure and it had a 6 in it. I just couldn't remember which one.
yeah, so if they're not gonna make 600 million, they can't even break even with the production cost of the movie. So it's not about making a good movie for people to enjoy. I'm not even gonna touch diversity shit and 007 being a female. I don't care about that, okay? The point is, they have projected income that they're literally trembling to make, because otherwise, that means someone somewhere is gonna be very unhappy with them. And 600 million worldwide is technically not really a big number, but the problem is they're banking on it. They need at least 600 million to break even. When was the last time you heard that the movie makers need to make ends meet with 600 fucking million to break even, to cut their losses?
The thing is, well, James Bond, I think, I have to double check, is now under Sony Pictures. I think that's Sony, James Bond. It used to be Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MGM. And when MGM ran it, one second. Because MGM's kind of in middle. It's been partially bought by Amazon and been partially sold off, so it's been split up. So depending on, yeah, it is a part of Sony. So Sony, as we know from Spider-Man with Disney, have really weird policies as to how their IPs and their films go. So whether or not it's just Sony being Sony for that figure, or an actual realistic budget for filmmaking, is a question mark. So I can't say for certain, but yes, it is kind of a daunting... Actually, we can use a different film. We can use the Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow as a better example, because that's already come out, and that was slated to earn a profit. She was told she would earn a profit. It ran a loss, and now she's suing Disney because it ran a loss because it was streamed rather than released. It was released very small, but it was more streamed, so she feels that it didn't have its full whack. So, yeah, films not making or being estimated at a ratio or a win-loss sort of statistic is getting more commonplace, and people making or not making. Obviously, big companies they insure films. Films have insurance, so if it loses money, no one's out of pocket. I mean, there's tons of great scandals of films that are so crap for insurance payoffs. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's tons of them. Where it just was a complete insurance write-off. Because films are backed and insured. Games, not so much, I don't think. I mean, maybe there's a possibility of insuring a game or the creation, but if it underperforms, I don't know how you would bank on that. I mean, it's a bit... I don't know, it's a very unusual concept. Because film's one thing, and TV's and, cinema is a completely different ballpark. But they're very similar in both. They take time to create, require team of production, they have actors per se. So they're very comparable mediums, but at the same time so different because of the way they're released. So I don't know, in answer to your question, I can believe it. And I can understand it will be kind of difficult to get a return of that in the current environment, with different countries still having issues with theatres not being fully open, or limited seating available, it partially going on streaming. I don't know how they're streaming it, but I'm sure they'll try and stream it somehow. Which means if they're streaming it, it's going to be available on Pirate Bay within about an hour or two. I can imagine it's going to really affect it. I don't see... I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad idea to stream it. It's a really good idea. But they should have been working on interlaced DRM technology long before now. I mean, they're only starting to look into interlaced DRM content, and that's a very difficult thing for films and TVs, whereas for a program like a game, it's easier to do like some form of DRM and tracking of the actual content.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Okay, let's move on.
I'm going to take over from him. I'm going to get a drink. Entertain the masses.
Okay, so the next thing, I'm gonna switch some pace here, and we're gonna talk about Rainbow Six Extraction. As you know, this is the upcoming part of Rainbow Six Siege, which basically means you're gonna be fighting against zombies. It's a team play and stuff like that. Now, the problem is, again, it's a pre-order, right? So you have certain things. There's been a tech demo, what's expected, what are the classes and things like that. And of course, you need to pay them. Now, there's a reason why I opened the Ubisoft, because I would just want you guys to take a look at Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. It's currently on Ubisoft Store for $16.99. And this is just the base game of Rainbow Six Siege, which everybody knows. I'm not even gonna go into controversy, which was, I don't know, goddamn 8 years ago, about downgraded graphics and the E3 demo, what we were supposed to get and what we actually got in the end. It's very popular. There's tournaments going, there's angle sniping, a lot of different things. And if you hear some weird sounds, that's my dog trying to get his attention because he wants to play with the ball. But the basic idea is, currently it goes for $16.99. Now, if you go for Rainbow Six Extraction, which is supposed to spice things up in this new title, you will see that it actually costs a bit more than you would expect. And this is something I never understood, because first and foremost, I think I need to open Ubisoft again. For a game which people don't readily play because it requires skill, and every time they throw a free weekend for Rainbow Six Siege, the seasoned players who knows all the hacks, they are unhappy because, oh my god, the noobs, right? The people who wants to get into the game are ruining the game for them because they can't do the usual things, you know? As there's a saying, it's easy to fight when you fight professional versus professional because you can predict them. It's very hard to play against amateurs because you don't know what they're gonna do. Now, let's go and just, again, let's pull up the price they want for it.
What? What are we talking about?
Rainbow Six Extraction, which is basically a continuation of Rainbow Six Siege. So currently, the standard edition as a pre-order is going...
£70.
So what?
£70.
The base game, or the base DLC, is $49.99, and deluxe is $66. Okay, so you do have a brand new game style, where it's not about player versus player, it's PvE, and you have to go and clear the zones, and the deeper in the zone you go, the more difficult it gets and stuff like this.
Wars going on solos. Effectively.
Pretty much, yeah. So they made a whole complete enemy types and different ways to counter them, and you can use your operators to do that. But basically, you still need to pre-order it. Okay. At the same time, the base game is still asking for money, £33 to play player versus player. There's no single player campaign, obviously. Which is a bit weird because honestly, there was a SWAT games. There's been quite a few of them, like SWAT 4, for instance, which I do believe a lot of people know. And when they see Rainbow Six Extraction and they see how it's supposed to be played and what you're gonna get or what you're not gonna get, they might get a bit confused because it's kind of a bit of a step back from your regular Rainbow Six Siege gameplay. There's no angles, there's no, you know, this droning out. It's more like about, oh, I need to do this and this to get the points or get the ball rolling. So again, it's a pre-order. We've seen technical demos, we've seen the technical preview. Requirements are exactly the same as for Rainbow Six Siege, so if you can play that, you can play this. That's the good part, but that's as far as it actually goes. So yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's been marketed as the ultimate tactical co-op experience, like the base game where you have a team of 5 versus 5, I believe. I haven't played it in a while because I don't understand the game where you cover a certain corner in a certain angle, and it's basically a Twitch shooter. Something moves, you shoot, and you're supposed to kill someone. I just don't get it. They show that there's a tournament of Rainbow Six Siege, how different tactics work, and everything of that ends up with angle shooting. You take a specific spot, you shoot through a specific wall because you heard something in a certain spot and they know that that enemy is supposed to be in that spot. Yes, it probably requires skill to know the map inside out. At the same time, it means that there's not enough maps that you can, if you're able to have this perception of the map just using the sound, that if you hear a sound, you know it's on a second floor, left side, balcony, skylight, I say the game has failed, because there should be no way you are able to pinpoint the enemy being there. I mean, it's a game, sure, but again, if you're going for something realistic, you should understand that that is not possible in real life. And again, if you learn the ropes of the game, you probably will just get bored after a while, then you can kill the noobs and feel better. But when it goes to pro versus pro, we see those extended championships where people are just unable to pin each other down because they just do some crazy stuff, but it's not entertaining for a casual player, and this is not a game for a casual player. At the same time, they're releasing this so you can get your friends, go against a PvE, so you don't see actual players, and you have a chance because nobody knows, or you can sharpen your skill. So I don't know, it's just one of the things that are in here, but I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. I haven't played Rainbow Six Siege enough to have an opinion, so I'm gonna let this one slide. I'm not gonna say, oh, I know it all. And yeah, so I think we're just gonna move on to the last part of this stream, which is Forza Horizon 5. As you know, the Forza series are very well known. There's the best one is apparently Forza Horizon 4, and they released a demo and everything you can do. Do you care to give it a go, or you don't want to?
I don't know much about Forza.
Well, in that case, this should be right up for your introductional thing. So it's only 2 minutes. Let's take a look.
it. Everybody talk right now. Tell me what you want right now. You could get it.
Yeah. Well, you can get it. Yeah. Yeah, you can get it. Tell me what you want and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm not giving up. Come on, we got nothing left to lose. I'm feeling from the start. You know I'm not going anywhere. I don't give a. Tell me what you want. You can get it. Yeah. Well, you can get it. Yeah. Yeah, you can get it.
You could get it.
You can get it.
I don't know about you, but I was looking at that thinking, this is one giant advert for Top Gear. I can just hear Jeremy Clarkson talking over it like, tonight on Top Gear, we look at a puddle. We stand in a field. James May gets lost in a sandstorm. We drive recklessly across streets. And we look at a volcano. No?
Pretty much, yeah. And again, this is just banking on a franchise. It's banking on a player base. Oh, you're tired of the... I mean, you saw there was Forza Horizon 7, okay? But everyone plays number 4. Because it is great, it looks great, it runs great. Well, minus some technical glitches, and there is actually a piece of Edinburgh in it. You can actually kind of drive around the Princess Street. You can kind of see Waverley train station and some other landmarks there. Almost there's a Arthur's Seat on a map. There's also the castle. Kinda you can actually drive up the the Royal Mile. Yep, that's the one. You can drive up to the... Yeah, you can do all that. So what they're doing now, they're pushing Forza Horizon 5.
Looks like they're trying to go for photorealism.
Have you seen GTA 5 photorealistic mods?
Yeah. Oh.
So
Some of them.
yeah, so actually I've seen those, I would say, without joking, at least 5 years ago. And there was rumors that this is gonna be GTA 6. However, it's not, because everyone is still pouring money in GTA Online. So why release a new game if you're still milking the multiplayer? You know, you can buy things like shark cards to buy yourself a submarine or a jet or whatnot. And at this point, what you see, they're doing the same thing. They're basically looking at the player base that is still playing the Forza Horizon 4, and they're saying, oh, but there's a new one. All you have to do is buy it before it comes out. And this is the issue. Because, so we've covered and we checked out a lot of games. Okay? Let's be honest. We've checked out a lot of games. None of those games offered an option, download a demo. Make sure your PC can run it. Make sure you like this game. Make sure that you actually would like to spend your money with us because you appreciate us as the developers. None of that. Buy, pre-order, wait, hope for the best, get disappointed or get hyped, and that's it. You know how many YouTube channels I've seen lately hyping up the games? It's like a corporate simps. It's the worst kind of people.
That's what I was going to say. I was thinking when I was going to get my drink on the question as to why is there no longer demos? Because of YouTube, because of Twitch. They're expecting... They'll probably give advance copies to a few people. And whether or not those people are being paid or not, that's up to them. I wouldn't put it past some companies. But yeah, you're right. They're just... It's sad. Because it's not giving the players their choice. It's taking the choice out of their hands and putting it into so-called influencers. and it's a tactical. It's done tactically. You'll have people looking at the YouTube trends, looking at the Twitch trends, and seeing who's popular and who's not. And then going, oh, well, I don't know. Give Mr.Beast X version of this game, and give, I don't know, Dream. He's a famous YouTuber, isn't he? Dream. I don't know, this game, or help me out here. Name other YouTubers, please.
Oh, there's plenty of them. The problem is, as you said, influencers. Okay, so first off, I have an issue with this. Why would I trust someone who is paid for promoting a product, for literally making content sponsored by the company to make their stuff look good? That is not influencing, okay? The influencing only happens because we have so much information available, you basically don't have time to fact check all of it. So you kind of look at someone who seems decent, fair enough, and you think, oh, if he says it's good, it must be good, and you spend your money. Once you spend your money, which is £60, you have to like the game. You know what I mean? You can't just say, after 2 weeks of playing, this is shit. Because you can't return it anymore. Once you played more than 24 hours, I believe the Steam policy is now, you can't actually return the game in terms of getting a refund. You can't put a claim through because you played more than certain amount. So what happens is you have to trust someone else's word for it, but the someone else is bought. And this is why non-biased channels are not actually progressing in YouTube or Twitch, because they're going against the corporate. They're going against the hive mind. The moment someone who actually plays a lot of games, they get their hands on an early access, or they pay their way into beta just to inform, and they say, guys, this is not good, instead of being appreciated, they're blacklisted. They're being said, oh, you're just bad at this game. And first off, this is a very big topic in my eyes, because there's no such thing as being bad in a game. You play the game to have fun, right? You don't buy the game to prove others you are better than them. That is completely wrong mindset. If you're buying the games to prove that you are better than someone else who comes home after 12 hours of play, 12 hours of work, wants to just relax. He jumps into Warzone, like me and you, we jump in, let's say we're playing the scavenger, right? We gather the money.
Yeah.
So we get, what, 100k, right? And we're happy with it. We got 100k, which we would never have in real life, in 5 minutes. And we go like, okay, let's go extract it. And then someone from another side of the map shoots us. Fair enough, it's a game. He had the upper hand, better skill. Do I feel salty? Maybe a little bit. Fair enough. You know, it's just like, what's your issue? You are carrying almost a mil, and you're killing me with like 100k. I mean, what's in it for you? It's a KD ratio. So obviously I'm gonna feel a bit more cheated out of the game experience. At the same time, it doesn't mean it's a bad player or a bad game. It's a bad experience. Now when it comes to experience, this is where the single player kind of comes in handy. If you don't want to be competitive 24/7 every time you go into the game, you will play single player. You can be this goddamn superhero, put it on easy, kill everyone. Then you can actually play it on a harder difficulty, improve your skills. And this is what the games simply don't want you to do anymore. Because the whole consensus was, play it on easy, learn the game, learn the mechanics. Try again with higher difficulty. See if you can manage. Go for a higher one. Go for ultimate. Like me and you, we played Halo, the whole franchise, on heroic. Okay, it wasn't on legendary. Me as a first time player, it was like, what the fuck, right? I don't know the damage one shot does. I don't know how many shots I can take from certain types of enemies with certain types of guns. That was a very steep learning curve, but it was fun because it was two of us. So if I die, I go, oh shit, and you are laughing about me, and it's fair, but this is how the fun actually starts. If I would have to play Halo Wars on multiplayer, and then you would say, let's go and play co-op, I would tell you, no. Because why would I want to humiliate myself even more if I see that I would just die
I've
instantly?
not played Halo Wars. I didn't like the look of it because of how it was designed, with that whole idea in mind. And I'm not a big fan of top-down games like that. Sorry, carry on.
No, I mean, you are correct. It's just, in the end of the day, I mean, games are supposed to unite people, to bring them together, to have, their differences, their struggles in life put aside, right? You enjoy an artificial world. You look at things like, it's middle of the night and there's a flock of birds, like right now in Wildlands. And you can just be like, okay, I'm just gonna go and be a Spec Ops soldier right now because maybe I can't do it in real life. Maybe I blew my chance. Maybe I was not good enough. Maybe I never considered this option. Maybe I'm actually a successful surgeon, right? But I would like to go sneak around and, help the world to be a better place by eliminating a cartel. You don't want to go against a seasoned player from closed beta access who's played this game for 5 years, who knows that you're gonna spawn in this place and he can snipe you in the head because he's done it 10,000 times, and he can do it and he's gonna be like, oh, noob, right? You just spawned in. You don't even know where the sniping spots are. And at the same thing, people, and I've had this discussion before, right? In competitive multiplayer, when they say, oh, I shot you from this spot, and if you don't know this spot, you are, a noob. And I go like, how the hell I'm supposed to know this spot if I can't discover it in my own pace to, also it's an exploit in my opinion, because if you can kill someone across the map from one specific spot because you know where the spawn point are, that is spawn camping. That is not skill-based gameplay. You are just showing your upper hand to a game, to a player who doesn't know the game, and then this gamer is gonna play this game in that particular way. Where's the creativity of the levels? What's the point of an open world if you're gonna do the same thing over and over again just to kill people because you get kills and you get your kill death ratio, your KD? Like in a Battlefield. Battlefield was designed for, let's say, the deathmatch, right? So you have this 60 player map, you go like 30 versus 30, choppers, tanks and something. After 20 minutes on Battlefield 4, you can clearly see that it's not the case. There's someone hacking a tank, someone is bombing the spawn point, and someone is sniping the most obvious spawn points. It's not about team. No one is playing team-based objectives of capture the flag or something. They're just trying to kill as many people as they can. So, end of the day, if you don't play by the same rules to get more kills, to validate yourself, you are a noob. So, I mean, doesn't it really defeat the purpose of playing the games in general as a multiplayer and just hogging the single player then? What do you think?
I think it'd be like running a race where you're up against Mo Farah and Usain Bolt, and you're an overweight, middle-aged man who's not ran 2 feet in the last 50 years. They know the field, they know the racetrack, they know it's a straight line, but you've been told it is left, right, up, down, and you have to go into a supermarket for 50 minutes just to whatever, do some shopping before you can even reach the finish line. You're not given the same instructions, you're not told the same thing, you don't have the same conditioning as these people, but you're put on the same start place. So they have the upper hand. Your comparison for Warzone is that if you go into Warzone and you've got 10 minutes experience, You're up against people who have 50, 100 hours. You're not going to go know the map. You're not going to know where to go, where to sit. You can't even make estimated guess as to how the mechanics of the game work. With like the gas, especially for games like PUBG or Fortnite or where there's a sort of mechanic that reduces the size systematically. You can't work that out if you're new. Whereas seasoned players will be able to make a fair estimate, shall we say. They'll have scouted the map. You can view the map like you can do here. Go and jump into the map for me on Wildlands, please, Mr. Somebody.
Which map? I'm like literally right behind you right there.
Just go into your main map. Show people the map
Okay.
of Wild.
The map. What do you want to say?
Yes. Go into your menu. Right, go zoom out. So imagine what you're seeing now as the map for Warzone. You can look at it, but you won't know what the terrain is. You won't know where the thing is. You can go, oh well, I know I'm going to land and stop there. I'm going to land where Mr. Somebody's cursor is right now. Where Mr. Somebody's cursor stops. That's where we're gonna. That's say where you want to land, because that's where the line intersects. You think, oh, that'd be a good staging area. You don't know it though. But the people with 50 hours have maybe had a chance to do all the exploration. They've ran that 100 times. They've already died 100 times. But you've not. And you're in the same lobby as these people. So you jump off the plane, and immediately they're falling and putting caps in your ass like there's no tomorrow. And yeah, you could do the same, but to be honest, you're thinking, oh, I'm in a parachute. I'm not exactly thinking about shooting other people. So you're kind of just getting shot at, or you're falling basically naked, ass end into a hellscape that you are not aware of, know what's going to happen, and yeah.
I mean,
If that's fair,
that's the point.
then-
I mean, of course, if you start the game early and you play the game on early access, or you just start at the original bunch when the game comes out, you will have more knowledge than anyone else who joins the game later on. And it's pretty obvious when you look at the gameplay, like how different people play, what positions they take, how they rotate through the map. And I'm not saying it's wrong, it's correct. It's just in the general sense, if you don't know the map, the only directions you're gonna get is basically get good, right? So how can you get good if you're being discouraged? And this is where the level based gameplay kind of comes into play. Put the same people with the same skill level.
One.
Yeah, can you just go straight up, literally straight up in the air? So since we finished Wildlands more times than we can actually count on different levels, so we know that in the salt flats there's no SAM sites apart from one base down there. There's a SAM site. If you fly over here, you're gonna get shot down by a SAM site because there's a whole Unidad area. But if you fly down anywhere, let's say down to Okaro or Itaqua or La Cruz, there's not going to be any SAM sites at all, which no new players would actually know. The same happens with Warzone. If you go for the edge of the map, there will be someone who's sniping for people, who's trying to actually, AFK people, because if you don't jump out with the helo, you're AFK, you can get an easy kill because no one's present. If you don't know where to land, you're gonna get wrecked. Get wrecked 10 times in a row, you're gonna quit the game. Because you don't feel that you are able to win or shoot someone. And this is where the skill-based gameplay is very hard to get. Because again, even if you're level 1, let's say you just started the game, you downloaded it because of the hype, you start playing the game, you want to learn the game properly, you know, you're enthusiastic. Someone with a spoofed account with level 150 season pass will create another account just to make fun of you, because he knows the game mechanics. He knows that you're gonna land there because you don't know the map, you're gonna explore. He's gonna get a drop on you. And he's gonna get a drop on you so you don't even learn the game mechanics at the time. Either you are persistent throughout the whole experience and you are learning that this gun has this amount of recoil and stuff like that, but the way the Warzone works, for instance, you have a meta gun, right? So it's a gun with a less recoil, better bullet spread or grouping basically, and they're able to kill you much more efficient. If you remember Counter-Strike 1.5, certain levels, people were playing those levels, I don't know, millions of times. You had certain tactics. There's an air vent, there must be someone there, there's a corner, throw a flashbang, there's a group, throw a grenade. But at the same time, people actually had skills. You knew every weapon by heart, how it shoots. Does it shoot better with the suppressor? Does it shoot without? Is it much more viable to use a double Berettas or just a single Desert Eagle? Or just go with a USP? It doesn't apply to the new games. And this is where it kind of gets a bit tricky when the games progress, because Counter-Strike 1.5 is not comparable to Counter-Strike Go. I played Counter-Strike Go and it was so easy for me, even on a beginner level. And you need to gain a level to even participate in multiplayer, because you're playing against bots to help you learn the map, to help you learn the mechanics, to help you learn the weapons. You don't get this on the games you pre-order and you jump into multiplayer, because those games expect you to be a seasoned veteran. So if you played Halo before, as you have, and you order Halo Infinity...
We're not expecting you to be a seasoned veteran. We're expecting you to give more money.
Yeah,
but better.
You wouldn't give money if you never played the game before. Because if you are ordering Battlefield 2042, you are expecting multiplayer. You're not expecting campaign. You're not gonna look forward to a single player campaign experience as like in Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5.
That's why there's price differences. Is they're hoping that people go, oh, I've already spent £60, what's £6 difference?
Yeah, but I mean, this is exactly how the pre-orders work and what I really hate about them. They are tending to the existing player base of that particular franchise without giving clear indication what they're gonna get for their money, and this is what needs to be stopped. In my opinion, at least. I'm not saying I'm correct, but you know, there's certain things I would like to see changed.
We're not saying to people to stop pre-ordering games. We're not saying to people to stop playing games. We're saying that if people want to enjoy games, that's why this channel exists. It's for the enjoyment and the pushing of games and gaming technology to see exactly what it does and how the game performs under set test benches, marks, and just not taking the game too seriously, but we do kind of push the game sometimes. I mean, the other day when we were playing this, I came across a graphics break and basically fell through the world. We like finding things like that because it's amusing to us. We're not complaining about this game, really. We still love it. We like it. We've played it so many times. But, Yeah, it would be good for the gaming community to retake back ownership of the games, to know what they're buying before they buy it, and to not get tricked into not get tricked into something that they're not. It's going to sit in their library with no ability to resell, no ability to return, because it was half baked upon delivery. I mean, I don't think anyone really wants that.
No,
It's a half baked.
I don't think so as well. And I think on this bombshell we can actually end today. It's been 2 hours. We actually covered a lot of games. We reached some good points, and I do believe people, please, whoever actually checks this stream out, leave a comment, DM me privately what you think, if there's anything you want me to cover, or me and Mr.DEATH to get together, basically, because we're kind of playing these games together and we're trying our best in terms of breaking the dogma of the gaming. We accept challenges and stuff, but we're looking at things non-biased. This is non-sponsored channel. We're not, licking up to certain companies or, corporate simping. It's just our free thought. And I know there are people who are feeling the same way, and this is one of the reasons why a game like Wildlands still exists and people still play it. Because it just fulfills the purpose. So on this note, I do believe I'm gonna bid you all goodbye. Mr.DEATH, do you have anything to say about this?
No, I'm just going to make you into a blender.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna turn into a smoothie, and yeah, I wish you all a great, at this point, Thursday. So I must say, I hope
Yep.
you guys are having a good night. And that was me turned into a blender. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. It was me and Mr.DEATH here, so probably gonna be back eventually.
Yep. Have a good night. Well, rest of your night, everyone. If you're catching this on another time, hope you're going well. Please let us know what you think. If there's any of the games we've covered that you'd like to see or get more information on, feel free to go back and have a look at them, or let us know you'd like to see it at some point in the future. And yeah, keep in touch with us. We're happy to hear any feedback. So yeah, take care.
And I'm gonna kill myself in a nice usual fashion as we usually do it. So see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
I don't want to blow up. Alright, just kill.